Welcome to a day in my life as a machine learning engineer. So, good morning guys, it is currently about 5:40-ish a.m. I know it's fairly early, but today is going to be a fairly long, but I think pretty cool day. I do have to do a lot at work, so the first thing we'll obviously do is go to work, as my video is titled A Day in the Life of a Machine Learning Engineer. But since I'm also a student here at the TU Berlin, I also have some lectures, or we're starting with the lectures for this semester. So we'll first go to work, then do our work there, you will follow along, and then we'll get back, go get some groceries and stuff, and then we'll go into a meeting for a project that I'm doing at this for this semester. Pretty cool actually, and I will also do follow-up videos regarding that project, like vlog-ish videos, or where I cover what I did in the month. I think that's going to be pretty cool. It covers reinforcement learning for autonomous robotic navigation. If you don't want to miss that, don't forget to subscribe. But since that was enough talking for this section, let's get to making breakfast, since I'm fairly hungry. It's gonna be a pretty simple little porridge. Okay, so now that we have made our breakfast, I'll now just watch a video or two on YouTube, eat my breakfast, and then get ready to go to work. So let's just get started. Okay, now that breakfast is done, it's time to pack my bag and get ready to work. See you in a bit. I really wish that the weather would be nicer so I can show you how pretty it can be, since it's spring. And yeah, but no, I'm on my way to the bus right now. I guess I will see you then when I arrive at work. See you then. Yeah, I won't make that bus. Good thing they come every 10-ish minutes, right? Yeah. So again, see you at work. Okay, so we'll go grab some water. You'll come with me, obviously, because it's very interesting. And then we'll sit down and get to work. Anyone want some snacks? I think that's pretty fun to have this little vending machine here. I personally never really use it, but you know, it's nice to have. So, as mentioned, I don't really have my own working place, and that means I don't have my own dedicated monitor and everything, so I will only be able to work with this little laptop that I have here in terms of screen real estate. And I mean, that's fine for the work I have to do. And yeah. So, what will we be doing today? Since we are working on a machine learning project, we are working with data. And since we are like in a real applied machine learning group, working with real world data, we can't just pull or download ImageNet data or images and be done with our data. We have to acquire several different data sources of different types and store that data, and that's why we'll be working with a database. And yeah, that's now my job. First, learn how to work with databases, since I don't really know how to do that. But yeah, that's the thing that I now have to do. I will implement a module that fetches some data. At least for now, we'll be having some dummy data, all of a CSV, and then transform that in some way, or at least how we want to store that, and then upload it to a database. And yeah, that's just this little module that I have to implement now, or try to implement. I think it's really fun because I've never worked with databases, and that's pretty interesting, I think. So yeah, long story short, implement a module that can take CSV data and store that in our database in some format that we have defined. See you in a bit when I'll take a break. I think I'll be working on that pretty thoroughly now, I guess for at least a few hours. And I guess in a few hours, when I'll take my little lunch break, we'll see each other then. Weil ich es gesagt habe, schwarz. Das macht aggressiv, tut mir leid. Ja, alles gut. Ja. Also nicht die jetzt. So.
Aber wenn ich das jetzt runter ist alles drauf.
Okay, jetzt dann ist alles drauf. Okay, also da sind dann die Basic Tools drin, und dann von die Server Internals hat dann David hinzugefügt und so weiter. Also ja. Okay, quick little update. It's now about 12 p.m. I believe, and it's time for lunch. Just a little update. I've been working on this database thing where I want to upload some dummy data at the moment out of a CSV file. And yeah, pretty good progress. I basically wrote a little script that takes some dummy data and uploads it into the database. And the next step will be to just automate that and read that out of a CSV file and not just some hard-coded dummy data. I know this doesn't seem like a lot of machine learning, right? Where are all the models that you want to implement, or what input do you want to define, and how does the graph neural network have to look like, and whatsoever. But even Google has published a specific paper that analyzes how much machine learning is actually in a machine learning project, and it's very little. So what we are currently doing is getting the data that we need for training, and we have had a meeting where we discussed how we maybe want to use a graph neural network and stuff like that, and how the data input has to look like approximately, right? We have to develop out the real input that we want to have in the end. But that's really nice and interesting. But you still have to gather all the data that you have. You have to store the data, you have to format the data, and so much more. And there's so much maintenance. And again, as I already mentioned, when working with real world data, there's so much annoying stuff you have to deal with that's just not there when you just pull some ImageNet images. And yeah, but it's still really cool. And in the end, there will hopefully be a lot to learn here, and perhaps even a great end result. But for now, it's time to go to lunch, where I'll go put that into the microwave, go with a friend, or like a colleague, right? Friend, colleague, it's the same. And then I will continue working for, I guess, like 3 more hours. We'll now have like a 40-ish minute break, I guess. And then work for more 3 hours. And yeah, I think I just repeated myself so much. Okay, so yeah, till back then in the office when we're working. I won't record myself eating, right? Well, would you look at that? The weather did turn out to be very nice. And now I can show you some beautiful green trees. Okay, that's that. Almost home, so see you when I get there. I mean, we have fresh sushi in the grocery. Come on, it's amazing. It's turned out to be a lot warmer today than I expected. But yeah, now I'm back home. In about an hour, I'm going to have my meeting for my project at uni. But regarding work, it was a really good day today. I really made a lot of progress. But yeah, I think that I will summarize the day at the end of this video, when everything that I had to do today is ticked off. And then I think I will elaborate a bit more on what it means to be a machine learning engineer, or try to generalize more what a typical day might look like, at least in my case or experience. But yeah, for the rest of this day, there's still one or two things to do, namely this little meeting that I have, and then make dinner and just call it a day. But yeah, so I have about 1 hour to this meeting, and in this 1 hour I just think that I will relax a bit, maybe do some chores perhaps, maybe, probably not. Oh god, my apple fell. Well, enough talking around, I'll just relax a bit for an hour, then I'll head on onto the meeting, and you will of course be there with me. See you then. Okay, so I think I am done with this meeting. It's now 7 p.m. The meeting only went like for an hour. I now had like 1 hour, 1.5 hours, a call with a very good friend about, just the project that we'll be doing and how we will proceed with our career, and that's just fun machine learning topics. And yeah, I will now continue with preparing dinner, and I will obviously show you how I'm cooking. And after I've made myself dinner, I will come to the final summary. We will just recall what we did today, and I think then have a peaceful ending for the day. So I will now just get to cooking, right? Okay, so we are done. Dinner is finished. This is a nice little minestrone, I believe, something like that. Some old rustic Italian pasta stew, soup, something like that. It's nice after a long, hard day to have something simple. I like cooking, I like doing something a bit more difficult with more technique, but after such a day, it's just nice to have something Again, simple, healthy, and delicious. I didn't have that much sleep this morning, or like this night, about 5 to 5.5 hours, which isn't the normal case. I usually try to sleep 6.5 to 7 hours, but today was a long day, but a very productive and very successful day. So we went to work, or at least I went to work, and started working on fiddling around with the database. Then I started uploading and creating my first table in this database, uploading dummy data, hard-coded in the code. And then after lunch, I continued to automate this process and read the data out of CSV files. And I already mentioned it, but there isn't that much machine learning-ish things, like regarding the model, implementing the model, and talking about the loss function, and talking about the input that we want to use, and the specific model architecture. And I do believe that that is the normal case. Again, I will reference the paper by Google, where you can see that the actual machine learning code is very little compared to everything else. Especially when working with real-world machine learning problems, you can't just pull the, again, ImageNet data from somewhere and you're done with your data. You have to search for data. What data can you use? When you have found some services or some sources, all of those provide the data in different ways, in different formats. So for every source, you have to basically write a new fetcher or a module that gets the data and reformats it into the form that you want, stores it in the database, and eventually even does that periodically when you want to have a system that is all in real time or more or less real time. And it's a lot more on top, or a lot more code that you actually write surrounding this little machine learning code with the model and this whole loss and input stuff. And I think that's really fun, because you have a very diverse setting, a very diverse task description. You have to do a lot of different things. And I think that's the charm of machine learning. Of course, there's obviously the point that machine learning is insane and you can do crazy stuff with it. But yeah, so in the end, I woke up at about 5 a.m., 5:20 a.m. And it's now, well, 8:20, 8:30 p.m. So it was a long day of a lot of work, but successful work, very fun work, and a very rewarding day. So I've been talking a lot now. I think that I will end this video here. I will eat my dinner, watch some YouTube videos, and then get ready for bed. Try to read an hour in my book. I'm currently reading Thinking Fast, Thinking Slow. I've already read the first 300 pages, but then I forgot about the book and I started rereading the book. So, well, that's that, but it's an amazing book. Enough talking, it was a long day. I hope you've enjoyed this video. I hope it brought you value and it brought you some insight into what such a day can look like. So yeah, if you have enjoyed this video, please don't forget to like and subscribe. And with that said, as always, thank you very, very much for watching, and I will see you guys in the next one. Bye!